Hey everybody, welcome back. They say cursed objects only have power if you believe in them. Is that true? But what if belief isn't required at all? This week we're diving into one of the most disturbing recent cases in the world of the paranormal. It's creating waves. We're diving into Dan Rivera and the incident with the Annabelle doll. Let's get into it. Welcome back to the Paranormal Dudes podcast, episode 57. Welcome back. I'm your Mexican Seth Rogen / Forrest Whitaker. Depends if I'm tired.
No.
Jesse, Osk, and Bud. Bud and Buddy. Welcome back. I hope everybody had a wonderful spooky week. No crazy things happened to me this week, which is very, very, very refreshing. Maybe the ghosts here are giving me a break because I'm stressed out about this new thing that's going to come into my life. I'm not going to say it on the show. Only the people in here know what I'm talking about. That you'll all figure out later. But anything happened to you guys before we dive into this crazy, crazy topic?
Not mine. Not this week.
No. What was that? No. I'm loving it.
Oh my god.
Jess, anything for you?
Let me see.
Out of the 500 things that happened today.
I know.
Well, I did talk to the people that are renting my house, and they did ask if my light would flicker and if there was like stuff going on. I said, yeah, it's like the old lady that lives there, and that we were just talking about it. And a lot of the stuff that I would see, she sees as well. So she thought she's like, I don't believe in that stuff. Like, I don't, whatever. And I said, well, you rented the wrong house.
Hey, you don't want to believe in it, but that shit believes in you.
Yeah. So that was
You're gonna believe it.
That was
You're
a
gonna
whole
believe it
conversation.
After staying in your house, they're gonna believe that shit.
But I told her it was like a peaceful.
What the fuck were you doing in this house?
It's a peaceful little lady, and I told her just like make sure that you like, because she likes to
leave
like
out milk and cookies like Santa Claus. And
no, but there's like certain things like in the kitchen area that she likes open, like don't block or whatever, because she walks the way that my kitchen was before. It had like a little door in the hallway that goes into the kitchen, so you don't have to go all the way around.
Like barn doors, right? They're like barn doors,
yes,
right? Yes.
Well, kind of. Well, it's just a doorway.
A little bit.
Yeah. And she goes through there. She doesn't like to go all the way around the kitchen because then like she'll be exposed. If she goes all the way around, she goes like into the living room. So she would just go to that little.
Exposed? Is she naked? I don't understand.
She may
just
be
go
naked.
through the door.
Yeah, she needs the door open. What's going on?
She doesn't know that she's on the other side.
Yeah.
So, in this house, would you hear shuffling? Like she has her pantuflas on, going for her cafecito?
No, I wouldn't hear it, but I like sometimes you would smell coffee, or sometimes you would just be watching TV and you would just see her pass by.
Oh, okay.
That's what the tenant sees now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, good luck. I know who it is that's staying at Jesse's house, but good luck if you're watching the show. Anything for you, bud?
Nothing big. I levitated 3 times and spoke in Latin like 6 times, but
Nothing out of the
No,
normal.
it's been nothing out of the
Nothing
ordinary.
crazy. My wheelchair
Uh,
just did like the 360 in the air on its own.
just by itself, yeah, I was spinning on my head. No, nothing for me, honestly.
He's
It's
crawling
been a quiet
backwards,
week.
upside down.
Oh, okay. I'll take that. So, really short catch up. We usually try to break the fourth wall for our listeners. Everybody within the paranormal community that has a podcast, they just, I don't want to say they take it too serious, but they take it too serious. And I don't know, you got to shed some light on this. You think ghosts are just serious and upset and just want to scare the shit out of people? No, I think they're out there. They want to hear some jokes about phallic shapes or sucking toes. Of course, they want to hear that kind of stuff. Like they have sense. Ghosts have sense of humor. You don't think demons and ghosts have sense of humors?
I think so.
I say that right.
I think they do.
I think so too. It doesn't have to be serious all the time, Give them a platform. We're trying to give ghosts and paranormal entities a platform here for laughter.
To be themselves.
To be themselves. They don't have to be scary all the time. Okay? That's what we're trying to do here on the Paranormal Dudes podcast.
Let's all escape our realities.
Yes, even let them escape their reality. Maybe they don't want to be dead. Maybe they want to be
Maybe
alive.
they don't know they're dead.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. Maybe they want, the new menu at In-N-Out or something. I don't know.
The new
I
menu
say new menu
at
because
Red
that shit's
Lobster.
expensive as fuck now.
At Red Lobster.
Really?
Red Lobster's closing.
No, dude. The new CEO, bro. He just changed everything up. He's like 35 or something. He like happy
Is he hot?
hours and.
Oh my god, Jesse! What's going on here?
Guy. And there's supposed to be like some like party menu type of thing, like for like I don't know. He's saving the whole thing, I guess.
He's like, no more endless shrimp. Isn't that what got them in chapter 11 anyway?
I think so, yeah.
Ew. Pichi gente con cholesterol.
Give me all your shrimp, please. I'll take it, please. Let's dive in. Without further ado, I have the floor. And today's segment, as you know from the title, and the rest of us have talked about during this week, it's been going on like wildfire throughout social media. And I think it was reported on like TMZ too, that's kind of rare when something in the paranormal world gets reported on TMZ, except for the Ghost Adventures thing where his wife tried killing him, but that's another thing. Assassinate him. Yeah. That's another story. The other thing I'm sad about before we jump into this topic is the person that would probably have the biggest erection in history is not here. Ethan is not here for this topic, and he would have loved it because it's Annabelle and it has to do with the Warrens. So first and foremost, if you don't know who Dan Rivera is, Dan Rivera is a paranormal investigator. He was actually former law enforcement in Hartford, Connecticut.
Ooh.
Again. So he's also the founder of Shadow Forefront Paranormal Research. He was a guest speaker at several East Coast Supernatural Expos, as well as he was a skeptic. Oh, this is the part that is very intriguing of Dan. I'm going to say Daniel Rivera, because I want to assume he's Hispanic or something. But he was a skeptic at first, and then he turned investigator, that meaning that he started to believe in the paranormal, which is a rare case because anybody that is in our community knows that if you're a skeptic, it's more often than not, the person that's a skeptic is going to remain a skeptic for the rest of their life. We have a dude that I actually talked to from Purgatory Club. There you go. He was actually a skeptic, and now he's not. Go check out his pod if you can. It's a crazy thing to hear when people are skeptics and they go head in or head first into the paranormal. Do you guys have anybody in your lives that was a skeptic of ghosts or paranormal in general, and either something happened to them or they witnessed something and it completely changed their mind? And I know it's going to be a rare occasion.
I would say my mom. Like
Oh,
for
okay.
some time, like growing up. Well, I think I can kind of touch on this some episodes ago, but growing up,
Mm-hmm.
like I don't know if it was like she didn't want me to like get scared or me and my sister to get scared, but she would like not really like anytime it was something. I guess as a parent, like she'd just be like, "Oh, like it's nothing. It's just because you're behaving bad and you're I don't know." But when she started experiencing things, that's when she was like, okay, like, nah, like she's just not feeling like it's not even to protect anymore. Like she would just come out and tell us these stories and be like, look, this is what I saw, this is what I
Yeah.
felt. I already told you the mayor story,
Mm-hmm.
all those different things. And there was a time where she was like, I just don't, I don't know if it was because I think it's kind of like Buddy Holly said, I think, was it your mom or your grandma that was like, I just don't want to believe. But those
His mom.
experiences made her like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's there. She doesn't acknowledge it like, oh, we'll go look for it, but she knows it's there.
But she knows it's there.
Yeah.
Jesse, I'm curious to hear if you have anybody that converted to the word of paranormal.
The word of
The word.
palabra
I want to say, I mean, there was a lot, right? Because as you know, when we were younger, we would literally be like, we're bored, let's go freaking look at haunted places. And there was always somebody that was like, oh, this is so stupid. And then like later on, they would get all freaked out because we would see something and then they would be like, they would believe it and they'd want to keep coming, or they just like, they wouldn't even want to hang out with us because we would do weird things.
Okay.
Okay, they would be the most scared, huh? Like, nah, this is dumb, this and that, and they're the
Yes.
last ones to
Yeah.
walk
And
in.
then once they actually experience it, oh my God. Like I know a few people, not necessarily from Calexico, where we grew up in Calexico, California, but some of Ethan's friends from LA. He had a couple of his friends that did not believe in the paranormal. They said it was stupid and it's fake. Not until they stayed the night on Halloween. I know it sounds super cliche, but it happened. They stayed at our house, particularly the one individual that did not believe in it whatsoever. So the hot spots in that house that something happened regularly was in the bedroom downstairs, in the living room at times, but the garage was very, 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 very high in activity. So sounds dumb that we did this, and we did do this. For Halloween, we would have people go in the garage, spend 20 minutes in there, and try to contact whatever the hell was in the garage. Super dumb. So Ethan leads the first group in there, and the dude that was a skeptic and didn't really believe in it went in there with Ethan. When they went in there, so there was a mattress leaning up like this against the wall. As they're walking by, the mattress somehow falls on top of them.
Oh,
They
damn.
go running, they go around because there's a car in there. They go running around the car to get away from whatever did that to them. As they're coming around the car, there was a knock on the door, on the window of the car. So they ran back inside. Ever since that day, that kid, or he's a man now, that dude believes in the paranormal. And I think, just to illustrate what it really takes for someone to become a believer, and I can only imagine, and it's something I didn't look into, my bad, what converted Dan to believing into the paranormal. The coolest thing, or the coolest thing, is that he's very connected with the Warren Legacy Foundation. Not a surprise. It says he began as a skeptic before becoming a prominent of the paranormal community. His transformation stemmed from his personal experiences and close association with renowned paranormal investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren. Crazy. Okay. I mean, if there's anything that's going to convert you over, so be it. One of the biggest, I want to say, presence in the biggest presence in pop culture as far as the paranormal goes. Because if you speak to anybody about the Conjuring movies, right away they know it's oh yeah, Ed and Lorraine Warren. You can't say that about a bunch of other investigators or anybody that's a big figure in the community itself. Outside of that, I did want to say that Dan Rivera, obviously, he's not just another a ghost hunter with a camera or a TikTok following. Dan was well known in the East Coast paranormal circuit, rightfully so. Like I mentioned, he was a police officer, and he kind of brought his investigative prowess over to the paranormal, which is great. He wasn't one for theatrics, so you won't see him posting up like you wouldn't see him post up like Zach Bagans and dramatizing things. You got to remember he was wearing a turtleneck. You got to remember he was a skeptic turned believer. So keep that in mind as we go along with this story. And according to multiple sources, he was granted access to see Annabelle up close. And more shockingly, all of you already know. Most of you already know if you're knee deep in paranormal, you already know this. He moved Annabelle, and this is something that is on her glass case, and this is something that many people say: don't move her, don't touch her, don't take her out of her cabinet. And unfortunately, Dan made the mistake of doing so. So we're gonna dig into why it happened. So Annabelle's just chilling, in her cabinet, glass cabinet. I'm sure. Have you guys seen what her cabinet looks like?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was actually at the mall, and I saw they're selling this store was selling life-size figures of Annabelle and Terrifier and all these people.
Oh,
and
but
I was like,
Raggedy Ann? Or are we
Like the
talking about
Raggedy Ann
from the
or the
movie?
real?
yeah, it was
or
the
the
actual Raggedy Ann. Yeah,
Oh, I
it
didn't
wasn't
know.
like the fake.
Not the drag queen one looking.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I don't. The movie one is kind of dumb. What it looks like,
It's
the
so
case.
nice.
It's blessed regularly because of how active this entity is that's possessed this doll, and it's sealed inside the Occult Museum of Ed and Lorraine Warren. Everybody should know that if you're in the paranormal. But there's a catch for all of this. Okay, Dan was reportedly allowed to assist with repositioning the doll after a security case reset. So this is what it boiled down to. This was part of a private tour event for select investigators. So kind of like ghost hunting, but it was like VIP status, if you will.
Was that the invite that we got in the email?
yeah.
Okay.
We had to decline it because we had to film.
Yeah.
So there's no public footage of it that of the incident itself, which for anybody that's in the community, we would love to see that because of.
I thought I had seen it
out of respect
on TikTok. Was that another footage?
There's no footage. There's no footage existing, but a still photo from the day has surfaced showing him near the open case. Dude, if I'm there and that case is open, I'm leaving.
Out.
There's no fucking way I'm staying there. Either way, within 72 hours, unfortunately, Daniel Rivera lost his life. So I guess this is a perfect opportunity to ask the four of you, if you're at a museum, an occult museum like so, would you guys ever, no, first and foremost, would you ever go to an occult museum, period? Secondly, if one of the cases was open while you're there, what's your first reaction? Mine is to get the fuck out of there. Buddy, I think you had your finger up. You want to go first?
I was just counting. You said 4. There's only 3 of us.
I'm counting myself. It's because I counted the squares.
Actually, no, that's actually a really good question. Like, I've never been to an occult museum or any kind of paranormal museum myself, and I really
Yeah.
would like to go to one.
I'm out here to Vegas, dude. Let's go. Let's
Yeah,
go.
yeah, that's really sounds really interesting to me. But if I saw a case open, I mean, I don't know if I would be so freaked out that I would want to run out of there. Because at the same time, knowing what the paranormal is, or knowing, as far as what I know,
Yeah.
I just wouldn't be disrespecting what I see in front of me, whether it was in a case or
Right.
not. We mentioned this whole thing about the Daniel Rivera passing after Annabelle. Apparently there was a video that came out. I just can't remember where I saw it, where he handles Annabelle out of the case, but he's wearing special gloves that were blessed
Yes.
from the Vatican,
Yes.
and they have some kind of something in the fingertips or whatever that was blessed, so it would never make pure skin contact to the doll.
Right. Right.
But I'm wondering, maybe he did go with all the precautions and the gloves didn't
It
work
just didn't
outside of that
matter.
home,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe
like,
it just didn't matter.
I mean, we're talking about something that's much more than just a regular paranormal ghost. I
Of
mean, just
course.
something that,
Yeah.
Of course.
we see on a day to day, or we get scared by because it makes a scratch on the wall. This is something very powerful. And I
Yeah, for
think I
sure.
think the biggest thing about it would be you pay it the respect that it's demanding, and don't acknowledge it, don't try and bring it to you, but hey, you're open, please excuse me, and walk away, basically.
Yep.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, the biggest thing too, as well, I think something that goes in hand with that is how strong you are in your convictions, as far as what your belief system is. If you're strong in that arena, I think you'll. I'm not saying it's a full shield and you're not going to die, or a demon's not going to possess you. I'm saying that you have a better chance. I think if you're strong in your convictions, and what it doesn't matter what your denomination is. um, I think that plays a big part in it as well. What about you, Jeff?
Yeah, I don't think gloves or anything. I mean, yeah, you can have all these precautions, but I mean, I would not go near. I wouldn't run either. I'd just be like, I would kind of, well, I don't know. I would kind of look to see what it is, but I wouldn't be like talking or touching anything.
Mm-hmm.
Once I realize, I guess if it's something weird, I'd be like, fuck that, and then I'd leave. But I mean, I wouldn't. I don't think it would scare me to that point. I mean, unless it's like a Chucky doll running across the floor or something.
Wait, so you guys said that the video? Where did you guys see it? Like on TikTok? Where'd you see it?
I think I saw it on
I think
TikTok
I
and then
saw
on
it on TikTok.
Instagram. And what it shows is, but I don't know how old it is though, because I thought I had said it was from like 2023, where because he's with the priest, because everybody on TikTok on the messages are making fun of him, making fun of the other priest guy that's with him, because he's like trying to move it, and the priest guy's like, close it, and he's like trying to be like respectful, kind of like to sit the doll
Yeah.
properly, and the other guy's just like kind of like just closes it on him, and he's like, hurry up and close it. And they were like, oh, that guy's all. Okay, let me see if I can find it.
I mean, but what's funny is that, think about it. Okay, that's the world we live in now. Everything's is coming from the horse's mouth, but everything's a joke. And but it's like a disrespectful joke, meaning that a good example is that video from 2023. They were making fun of the priests about closing the door, or like, because I think it goes hand in hand with all the like the skeptic side of everything, where people don't want to believe in it, so that they'll go ahead and just make fun of it, because that's a coping mechanism. It's a defense mechanism that people have usually when they're scared. And I know people that are like that when they're not necessarily with real paranormal things, but if you're watching a movie and you know that the movie's scared, everybody's scared, and there's that one individual that's laughing at it because they're scared, and that's the only way they could cope with watching the rest of the movie. It makes me laugh after I watch it, because who are you trying to kid, dude? You're scared. It's fine.
I
What are you
sent
gonna
it
say,
to
Jess?
the chat.
Okay.
I had
You
a friend
actually
like
found it?
that. He would be like, "Let's watch scary movies," and then he'd be like, "Hey, bro, can you walk me to my car?" And he'd be like, "The whole time I was going home, I was looking in my rearview mirror, bro. I didn't want to see nobody back there." I'm
In
like,
my review
"Bro."
mirror.
Right. So I have the video up. Do you know, Jess? Because I know you just pulled it up, but
I mean,
do you know if this is the actual recent
that's what I
issue
don't
with him?
know.
This is a recording of Dan Rivera, one of the main investigators at New England Society of Psychic Research, transferring the real Annabelle doll into a new containment case. The process is delicate and dangerous. Dan uses a consecrated glove, sprinkles holy water, and recites specific Catholic prayers throughout the entire procedure. Everything is done with extreme caution because this doll carries an inhuman energy that should never be underestimated. It's not just an object being moved from one place to another. It's a ritual of protection. The video is old, but the ritual was always the same whenever Annabelle was taken on tour. Recently, the team brought her to an event where Dan suddenly passed away. He was trained directly by Ed and Lorraine Warren's team. To say Annabelle had any connection to what happened to him is just speculation. Do not speculate about something this serious. His passing was a huge loss for the paranormal community, but accusing the doll without proof is playing with something far more dangerous than it seems. He helped many people because this doll carries an inhuman energy.
But
Yo, what's up
the
with his
video
eyes?
said
He looks scared.
I'd be scared too.
Yeah.
Energy that should never be underestimated. It's not just an object being moved from one place to another. It's a ritual of protection. The video is old, but the ritual was always the same whenever Annabelle was taken on tour. Recently, the team brought her to an event where Dan suddenly passed away.
Yeah, see, the video it's not the same. It's not the video's old. Okay. See, I was
My question is why did they change her from one housing to another?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what the
Why they would move her?
why they would do that or what the reasoning is behind it. I don't know. I don't know what the reasoning is behind relocating her to a different case. There could be different reasons. But I did mention it. There was a repositioning of the doll. Got to remember that video that we just saw wasn't the actual incident or the day that unfortunately something happened to him. The actual day, the doll was repositioned after a security case reset. Maybe spiritually, they feel like the inside of the case, maybe the blessings or spells or whatever that they had on it wasn't. Maybe it wore off or it needed to be renewed because I don't know. That's how I feel like certain things. You have to constantly get something blessed or something with a positive outlook of spells, because spells and blessings, they're not forever. Certain ones. Correct me if I'm wrong, buddy. You're a little more versed when it comes to blessing, and Jesse, you're a little more versed when it comes to spells and stuff like that.
Well, from what I understand, the original housing that Annabelle was placed in wasn't it a case where it had like sacramental oils and holy water and I believe that those are blessed, like I believe from like a bishop or a cardinal, and they're left in a church forever because they house these oils and these salts. I mean, there's even in the Catholic faith, there's even dirt, plain dirt that they'll use for different type of blessings and such.
Right.
And yeah, in that box, apparently that, from my understanding, that's what that box was. I didn't understand why they would have moved it over to another one, and was the other one proper or not. But maybe you're right.
I was to say.
It's that kind of evil running that long in something. I mean, maybe it needed to be re-blessed.
And based on all the cases of Annabelle, I think it kind of connects because is it well known what entity is possessing the doll? Because I do know it's very strong based on the cases and all of that this fucking thing
Don't say it.
No, I won't say names or anything. I believe there was attempted exorcisms on Annabelle doll, But you can't do a successful exorcism if you can't get the name of the demon that's possessing the object or person.
Right.
And I believe from Annabelle, being that it doesn't voice itself like a human, there's no way of getting that demon to voice who they are. And most likely, when something is possessed in that form, it would be by a group of demons, more than 3 or 4. There'd be a bunch of demons in that. So I would think an inanimate object like that, I mean, it's just, that's it. You're stuck with it unless they can pick up voices on, some kind of spirit box or something and get all the names and exercise them out.
For sure. Because it's like a hierarchy thing. I think we had this discussion last week after the pod, after we filmed, Buddy, you and I, that more often than not, when the possession is happening, it's the lead demon is kind of like, or, they're the quote unquote sergeant or whatever of that possession. And then it has underlings, and the underlings are lesser or lower demons that are with them during this possession. I actually Googled it and saw what could possibly, which demon it could possibly be that's possessing this doll. I'm not going to say it on the show. You could Google it if you want. If you're watching the show, go ahead and Google it. It doesn't take long. You don't have to dig very deep. It's literally there as soon as you ask Google. So let's move on from that portion of the speculating of the entire incident. But so everything surrounding Dan, Dan reportedly died from sudden cardiac arrest. No signs of prior heart disease, no warnings, no major health concerns, according to close friends and family, which makes it even weirder. Before we get into a little deeper on his death, I just want to say, out of pure respect for his family and loved ones, we mean no disrespect on talking about any of this. This is very much curiosity, and we're sad that we lost Dan in the paranormal community, and it makes us curious even more because we want to know what happened and try to figure out and shed some light on it in any way we can, so that his name lives on. I feel like Dan, or any paranormal investigator, I would say, if something like this were to happen to them, if me myself being on this pod, being in the paranormal, if I were to unfortunately come to the end of my days because of an entity, I would want my cohorts here to continue on with the show. They would just have to find a very annoying and a dude that jokes around way too much, and they'd be able to continue on with the show.
I'm just kidding.
Just is like, I got a list. I'll tell you the rest later. Okay, so I just wanted to give that disclaimer before moving forward. And evidently, what makes this even more chilling is that he allegedly called a friend that night before, saying he didn't feel alone in his house. This is when things started getting a little weird. There's also a strange 14-second voicemail of static, faint breathing, and something that almost sounds like whispering in Latin. That is so fucking scary. That gave me goosebumps just saying that here on the pod. Just that's I don't know what to make of that. But since then, it's been pulled from public record, but fragments remain in forums. So if you want to go searching for the voicemail, it's out there. Out of respect for Dan or Daniel, we're not going to do that. We're not going to display it on here or look for it.
No, we're not. Mm-mm.
Out of respect, and because I'm fucking scared and I don't want to hear it. So far, just those small little details of Dan. How do you guys feel about it so far?
Honestly, like, there's just no coincidence, dude. Like, I'm that kind of person where it's like no history of any problems. Like, let's look at all his medical records. There's nothing, and this event happened. I mean, I don't want to blame it, but
Right.
it's just there, you know.
I
But
get what you're saying.
that's what I feel.
I mean, I
What do
wonder
you
what they what like who was talking to him. Which friend he called and saying he wasn't alone. Like, I wonder if he like saw something. I mean, or heard that before, and then what? Like the recording, was it on his phone or was it like a voicemail? That's so weird, right?
I'll tell you guys after the pod. I just don't want to
Yeah.
invite. I don't
Yes.
want to be the source of, I don't know, someone getting hunted or possessed or some wacky shit.
Yeah.
I don't want us to be at fault, and out of respect for Daniel. I'll after the pod. If you guys want to figure that out, go for it. It's just, if you want to go, like I said, deep dive and figure out about this voicemail, by all means, that's on you. We don't. I don't condone it. There's a lot of things that can come with that. Yeah. So let's move on from the voicemail.
Yeah. He's not gonna
It's like
take
one
a
of
shower at all.
those chain. It's like
Con
one
la
of those
pinche manguera afuera.
chain text messages things.
Oh,
Potential
God.
spam.
Like, you don't
Yeah,
want to
you
hear
remember
the
those?
voice.
You guys remember those? You better forward this, or else Jesus will curse you for 10 years or something.
Nah, there was worse ones, dude. There was one where it's like, if you don't forward this by 12, your mom is gonna get killed tonight. I'm like,
Yeah,
damn,
dude,
dude.
like ridiculous.
I don't got no more
yes.
text messages. How the heck am I gonna text this?
It's not 9:00 yet. I can't do it for free. Hold on,
Dude.
It's like those stupid ones on Instagram too. Forward your this or bad luck. Forward your picture of a dog or bad luck.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh, those are so. And Instagram. Yeah, you said Instagram, right? Is that what you said, or Facebook?
Yeah.
So I mean,
They both
I'm sure
have
they
it.
share on both. I just skip those. It's so dumb. But anyway, so moving forward, just a reminder, because I'm sure since Annabelle is entrenched into pop culture, everybody's very familiar with her. But just a little reminder to everybody of how serious it is with this doll, and it's just not. I want people to realize that what's going on with this doll and what's being depicted in the movies, yes, a lot of it is dramatized, but at the same time, this thing's real. So there's real implications when it comes to this doll. And if you don't know anything about the real Annabelle doll, and not just the Hollywood prop, the real doll is a Raggedy Ann style toy. We all grew up with it. Well, me, Buddy, and Jess. Oscar was still swimming in his dad's nuts. And
my sister had her, remember? That's the
oh,
one
yeah,
that
that's
moved.
right. You say
Well,
that's
I
right.
think that's the one.
Right.
I don't know.
I do remember that. So it was allegedly possessed after being gifted to a nursing student in 1970. The Warrens claimed it was a conduit for a demonic entity pretending to be a little girl. Remember, we've talked about this on this pod, about little children, to be very wary about that kind of stuff, because sometimes malicious spirits or entities will disguise themselves to get to your soul. And yes, there are going to be people out there that are just, not all of it's evil and not everything has to be evil. Yeah, definitely. Just like how I said, not everything has to be serious, but at the same time, we're talking about demons here. Demons aren't there to have a fucking good old time with you and have a glass of whiskey with you. They're there to more than likely take your soul. That's usually what the goal is here. So over the years, several visitors who mocked or touched the doll without permission supposedly suffered crashes, strokes, or even, unfortunately, an untimely death shortly after. This isn't the first time Annabelle's name has been tied to tragedy, but it's the most recent and the most tragic one within our community. And possibly, I hate saying this, but possibly the most credible in a way where the events, how it lined up and how it happened. I don't think it's that much of a coincidence. Do you guys think it's a coincidence? Or I know it can get muddy when trying to paste things together and actualize to see if it happened that way. But what do you guys feel as far as the timeline of certain things and unfortunately what happened to Dan?
It's not the first or the last.
Yeah. It probably won't be the last, unfortunately.
Because there's going to be somebody that's like, well, I want to move it and see it myself.
Yeah, I want to see if it happens to me. Like, exactly. But did you say something?
Yeah, I'm just tripping out.
Oh, you're tripping out. Yeah.
Yeah, you gave us that look it up like, on Google thing.
I just took some ayahuasca. I'm just kidding.
No. You said, look up the whole thing on Google, and I did, and it started tripping me out because I don't know. I told you guys a long while back, but I used to draw things that I would see.
Right.
Yeah, and you remember the story of the thing on the roof?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Similar.
Okay, so the outline that I have, I redrew that in a drawing a long time ago, and I had to revisit it, and it looks like that thing that's got Annabelle.
Oh, very similar.
Damn.
Very similar, but it's tripping me out because it's like, and I've had it in my head right now. I'm kind of like, what did I really see?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Honestly. So, obviously, anybody watching the show or listening, wherever it is that you are, and for everybody here, I'm going to dive a little deeper into the Annabelle incident itself. So, obviously, it happened last month, 2025. He assisted with the resecuring the doll in a different case. So we're trying to just line this up so that you can come to your own conclusion when it comes to the end of the story. He reportedly made physical contact with the doll during the process. According to witnesses, Dan joked about the doll's reputation and said, I've moved worse, quote unquote. I don't know. So that's just according to witnesses. So we don't know if that's true or not. But 3 days later, Dan was found unresponsive in his house. Had sudden cardiac arrest. Security footage reportedly showed him pacing and appearing distressed the night before. The voicemail that we brought up. So the voicemail was sent to a colleague an hour before his death. So there's your answer, Jess. That's how the communication was with the voicemail, or was it you that asked? So officially, as far as official documents, the cause ruled as natural. It was a natural death. But several peers publicly tied to the paranormal have retaliated by saying that that's not true. Something more sinister had happened. And I think giving you guys the outline. At this very moment, do you feel, are you teetering towards it was because of natural causes? Or is there really a correlation with Annabelle? The three of you.
Because who knows with that? It's like, it could be anything. It could be either or.
You know what I feel this is? Like, there was some sort of, because I mean, it doesn't say that he spoke to anybody or anything that night he was distressed besides the voicemail. I feel like because of the contact, it followed him, and there was some, it could sound like a movie right now, but I feel like this is what happened. There was some sort of communication between him and the demon that said, hey, like, you need to do something, or you need to do this within a certain time or something. Because for him to be like pacing back and forth, stressed out, like there was something that he was stressing out about. And I mean, if he said that he's moved worse or whatever, we don't know if that's what he really said. why would he be stressing about moving a doll? So I feel like there was some sort of communication in between that was like he has to do something, or
Like there's missing puzzle pieces there.
yeah,
We don't.
Yeah,
like, oh, you go
there
kill your
definitely
friend,
is.
if not you're dying. And then he's like, damn, do I want to do it?
Right,
We don't know.
you need to forward this email,
Mhm.
or
Yeah,
I get what you're saying. It's just, yeah,
but I do think it's
get it.
tied to the doll.
I think so too. Whether it's stress because of it or something, certain things. I'm not saying like the entity itself literally killed him, but it could be a bunch of other things that made it happen. You know what I mean? It could have. I don't know. It's
Yeah, it's a lot.
such a curious case.
Yeah.
Jess, what do you feel?
I don't know. It's like Oscar said, like there's so many reasons it could be, like either he felt something or something happened that for him to be feeling in distress, like if either he was feeling it already or he kind of knew what was going to happen. I don't know.
I don't get it. Bud, what do you feel?
Yeah. So hearing that he said he moved worse,
Right.
finding out that he's pacing and has anxiety or something at his home, and and if they got all this on camera, that's kind of. I mean, to myself, I think there was a challenge made that a demon or entity didn't like,
Right.
and naturally, it can say, "Well, watch this." Um,
See?
a demon doesn't need to sit in you for years and years and years and years to take your soul. If it's going to take your soul, it'll take it right now.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So,
Definitely.
I mean, I could say if the guy's been healthy his whole life, never had anything, no past medical history, and then just drops dead from one day to the next, especially after having this anxiety and then calling somebody and say, "I don't feel alone," I want to say there's a very heavy possibility that Annabelle struck again.
I think so. I have to agree with all three of you, because I don't think, as far as this whole case goes, I don't think there is a correct answer. I think we're never going to know what really happened. We could only look at the pieces to the puzzle that are available, and like you said, like you both said, there are puzzle pieces missing from this giant puzzle, but the ones we have can kind of usher you to come to your own conclusion. So, I suggest the same for our audience. Draw it. We're not confirming it here that that's the reason or what have you. The point of it is to have these discussions, and kind of like you're chilling with some friends. You're kicking it and talking about certain things, and everybody's going to have conflicting ideologies and opinions, and it's up to you to make that decision of what you believe and what you think happened during this incident. So overall, coming to the end of the story, because this is a wild one, we wanted to talk about this. We were thinking about pushing it out a week prior, but I feel like we needed this time to kind of digest it and have a good pod about it. And I think this is an immaculate pod. Not a lot of crazy jokes are going on right now, because this is crazy. Okay. I'm not saying a lot of jokes. I usually do. Demon topics, they scare the shit out of me. I don't tread lightly when it comes to demons. I take it very serious, and it's a heavy topic overall. But we've gone down this road before, whether it's Uncle Sergio, whether it's on this pod, and we need to ask this question of ourselves, because it kind of goes back to the whole skeptic thing. Can objects really be cursed? Here's where it gets philosophical a little bit. Okay. Is this coincidence? Is it psychological suggestion or genuine malevolence? Some say objects like Annabelle are just spiritual focal points, like lightning rods for bad energy, which is also, it could be a conduit, which is also likely for this doll. Others argue that it's not the object, but the invitation that matters. And we've talked about that on this pod, about inviting it, no matter what kind of prayer you've put down, whatever blessed object you have around you, whatever cantation, whatever spell you have. If you invite something in, I feel like it's over.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So overall, Dan Rivera was trained, experienced, and careful, but perhaps careful is not enough when it comes to these types of objects. And it goes back to what I said, going to, the Occult Museum, or possibly going to Zach Bagans' museum here in Vegas, where he has other objects that are quote unquote cursed. I feel like, okay, so for this, pretty much everything I've talked about right now, for this portion, I would say to the three of you, going into an occult museum or going into any type of museum that houses these objects that are cursed or possessed or whatever, however you want to name it, you feel like going into these places, you're inviting it in, or you're just visiting where it's at?
I feel like you're not necessarily inviting it, but a little bit can rub off on you for some time.
Yeah.
Depending on your
state of mind, like how you're going in there. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, like you may not be saying, inviting you, but you're open to the idea because you're there to see what
because you're there.
Can happen.
Exactly. Yeah. I agree with the both of you. Bud, what do you feel?
Yeah, I was going to say, just like in Costco, you go through something like that and you're taking a little sample of everything, man. Like,
yeah, that's a great analogy. Yeah, that's a really good analogy.
The three of us, even you, we're all a little bit sensitive here. Some of us more than others. But right. I think going through somewhere like that, emotionally and mentally and physically, we're gonna be spiritually, we're gonna be drained. And coming out of there, we're gonna have so much weight on our shoulders. It's gonna take a while to shake that. We're gonna do pods, and we'll be like, I can't. I'm too tired. I'm too beat up. It's something definitely to be careful with.
Yeah, for sure. And you hit it on the nail on the head, buddy. After every pod, it doesn't matter what topic we're talking about, but if it's within the paranormal realm, I'm tired after we're done. Like, I'm beat. Like, I'm ready to go to sleep. I may not sleep because I have insomnia, but I'm tired. Like, I feel it. Like, my energy level drops all the way to the floor. And I'm sure Jesse feels the same way, because we usually film these at a later time. Right now it's 12:41 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And
daylight saving time. It's like it's 94 degrees.
I'm sure people are curious. Yes, in pop culture, Annabelle is very prevalent because it's marketed very well, and the Conjuring movies are well received on a normie standpoint. Even people that aren't into horror flicks or that genre, they liked the movie and they liked the sequels. But it opens the question of, if anybody is not aware, and I've already mentioned it earlier in this pod, of other alleged haunted objects that have caused untimely deaths. And there are. Annabelle's not the only one. So in the UK, there's one called the Anguishman painting. This is a painting owned by Sean Robinson, painted with blood mixed into the oils. Allegedly caused the family to experience shadows, voices, and illnesses. Sean's father reportedly died under strange circumstances after handling it. Coincidence? Connecting the dots here. While never directly linked by authorities, the family blamed the painting. It's one. The Robert doll. Robert the doll. You might be familiar with Robert the doll. Robert the doll was at Zach Bagan's museum. I'm not sure if he's there anymore. Oh no, currently it's in Florida. Owned by artist Robert Eugene Otto, now housed in Key West's Fort East Mortello Museum. Visitors who mocked or disrespected Robert without asking permission allegedly suffered accidents, job loss, or severe illnesses. Some letters from victims are on display apologizing to the doll.
Damn.
A 2004 tourist who took a selfie without asking the doll died weeks later in a car accident. His family blamed the doll. There's a lot of like and we've mentioned this next one. We've mentioned on the pod before. I think of an episode a long time ago, and I think with you guys as well. The Dybbuk box, the wine cabinet box, said to contain a malevolent spirit from Jewish folklore. First sold on eBay in early 2000. Owners reported night terrors, health issues, and relationship breakdowns. One owner, a famous museum curator, suffered a stroke weeks after acquiring it. Basis for the 2012 film The Possession. Do you guys remember that movie?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It had a Dybbuk box in it. It was with Jeffrey. Is it Jeffrey D. Morgan? Yeah, Jeffrey D. Morgan. He's the one that came out in it. Probably Jesse. He's hot. It's probably Jesse didn't say that.
Wow.
And finally, one of the other ones is Peggy the doll. A doll said to cause nausea, chest pains, and headaches just by being viewed online. I highly suggest you do not Google Peggy the doll. I don't know if any of you guys were already trying to Google her.
Pull it out.
No.
And I'm not going to display it here. It's on you if you want to go look at it, but I suggest that you don't. Paranormal researcher.
Oscar saw it.
Oh, dude, I want to look at it.
You saw it, huh?
10,000 likes, and
look at it
Oscar
right
will
now.
look at it.
No. So paranormal researcher Jane Harris received hundreds of reports after uploading a video. She's the one that uploaded it. One man allegedly had a heart attack hours after taunting Peggy online. Family contacted Harris claiming it was tied to it. So don't Google Peggy the doll, please. For the love of God, don't. So overall, this whole episode has drained the fuck out of me. I keep hearing shit over here. Okay? And then you guys know that. I'm hearing stuff over here. Like in that corner. Okay, I'm just going to be honest with you guys. As I was going through one of the segments, there was an electrical charge in my left ear. Like, I just heard it. You know when you kind of hear like, zing, like kind of like that? I heard it in my earphone. I thought it was something on my screens or you guys. There's nothing, but I still keep hearing stuff in the corner over there. Like
You said, Senior Joe.
Senior Joe. Senior Joe. Shut up. So closing thoughts.
Wait, before you
what
close.
were you going to say? Yeah.
Before you close, remember I told you about that radio station in Mexico that they also had
Oh, yes. I remember.
a caller talk about a demon or something haunting him, and they said the story on the radio show, and mostly all of them died.
They died, right? Yes.
Uh-huh.
The radio people?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The ones that had the caller. It was a Mexican show called La Mano Peluda, and they would call in. Do you remember that one, buddy?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Damn, that's scary. You think it was a demon that called?
I don't know, but it was a caller. They would tell a story, right? And they would have the people on the show sometimes, and apparently, like, everybody, there's like articles on it. You can read the story and everything, but of course, like, don't. But yeah.
I do remember it. So yeah, overall on this whole topic, our closing thoughts, we may honestly at the end of the day, we may never know the full truth about what happened to Dan Rivera. But his story is still, I want to say it's a stark warning. It's a warning for everybody with cursed objects. I'm not saying just at the Annabelle doll, but I'm saying all of them. Don't fuck with them. They're very dangerous. If you don't respect haunted objects, they might not respect you back. So tread very lightly around them. If you're putting the energy out there and you're Googling all this shit and you're doing a deep dive on all the different dolls that we covered today, be very careful. That's my one warning to all of you out there. Be very careful with it. Whether you believe in Annabelle as just a doll or it really does have a demon or a vessel for something dark, I should say, this case reminds us that the line between curiosity and danger is super razor thin. Super, like this much. Okay. So sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite, and do not fucking Google Peggy the doll. Please, for the love of God, don't. Maybe I shouldn't have brought it up on the show. Whatever. I mean, it's up to you what you want to do. It's your life. So overall, guys, I guess to end the closing thoughts in the segment of this particular topic, have you guys, I want to say yes, but have you guys ever been around a cursed object or you knew it was cursed or could be cursed? I have one. I'll say it at the end.
I feel like I've been around objects that are probably cursed, but I don't even know it. Especially if you go into any antique shop or something weird like that, you never know what people freaking give away.
I think
Oscar,
the worst
that doll.
The doll. I think the worst thing that I got around was when I was in the fire service. We went to somebody's home that had a Santeria altar in their front room, and just all the objects they had up there. That was, I mean, I don't know if it was or wasn't, but I know what it was, and that right there, that I gotta say, I think that's the one thing I've been close enough to see, but I don't know, antique shops, we end up in Julian or something at all them stores, and you get the heebie-jeebies, but I couldn't tell you for sure.
Oh, for sure. I get you. Osk, what about you, man?
Not that I've known of. I mean, I've had things in our home that, they bought off yard sales or thrift stores. The mirror is probably the most prominent one that I can talk about. That we got rid of. My aunt has it, so she wanted it.
Oh, you actually got rid of it?
Okay. Yeah, my mom gave it to my aunt. So
nice.
She's like, that mirror I always saw and I liked it. So she.
Oh, that's cool. You want it? Here you go.
Now I'm kind of second guessing giving my dad something that it's a cool collector's find. It's a Steelers 2005 Super Bowl conference hat that my wife actually found at a thrift store.
I mean, you can always bless them before you.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can.
Mm-hmm.
So just wash
before you give them away.
Oscar's he's gonna text his dad after the hey Pop, you still got that hat? Let me
let me watch.
Take it for you for a couple hours.
But I had told him that I have something for you but no, I'm this is why I hate talking about objects because dude, it's real, bro.
It is real. And
I mean, do you get a weird feeling from the hat?
No, I grabbed it. I mean, it has a little stain on it. It's white, so but I don't get any weird feeling from it. Neither do I get a weird feeling off that wooden cow Chick-fil-A doll that my wife bought. It's small, but I don't get anything.
But still, man, because
I would not buy anything wooden or mirror.
No, I can't. And we've had this discussion before during the mirror episode of antiques and all that stuff. And like I said before, I got dragged into these fucking places. A name that will remain nameless. And those were not the best times in my life going through those I hated it. Hated every second. I felt like while I was in these
Hated it.
antique stores or thrift stores, I felt like I was in there for months, but I was only in there for like a couple hours. Never do it again. Now that that person's no longer in my life.
I need to show you guys a picture of the doll that my brother-in-law's grandma, her mom, it was her doll. So my niece's great grandma, and she passed it down. And I saw it the other day. It was like a couple months ago. But it's like a porcelain, like raggedy slash. I looked. My mom even looked. She was like, "Yo, that looks scary." Like just looking at it. But I need to get a picture of that so I can show you guys. But
if you're gonna get a picture of it, make sure the eyes aren't facing the camera. How about that?
Yeah,
look somewhere else.
The eyes are almost dissolved, but yeah. It's
weird. That doesn't make it more creepy. That makes it great. That makes okay.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, with dispelling all the heaviness of tonight's episode, I did want to thank everybody tonight on the pod and everybody watching or listening. We love doing the pod and we want to continue doing it. All of your support is really, really appreciated, as well as anybody that's going to give us future support, manifested in the world, that we are going to get future support from someone. We love you guys. Thank you very much. And that's it. I mean, honestly, if you have a story out there with a cursed item, whether it's a doll or an object, it doesn't have to contain unaliveness, but it could be it haunted you or anything like that. Definitely leave it in the comments or send us a message at paranormaldudes.com/submit your stories, or reach out to us on TikTok or Instagram. We would love to hear your story, because dolls are fucking creepy. And like it was mentioned, you just don't know. Jesse mentioned it, and it's true. You do not know at the end of the day if something is cursed, possessed. You just don't know. So just tread very lightly with all of it. Do you guys have anything for our audience before we bounce? You got something?
If they do want to handle anything with any object, they got to use the tongs.
Tongs of destiny.
Not their hands.
Definitely. Speaking of tongs of destiny, before we get to Bud and Jess, their final thoughts for you guys, we did want to give you guys an update. Our shop is almost done. The Tongs of Destiny is actually going to be a t-shirt. Kylie, your moment is now to wear that t-shirt. The Tongs of Destiny will be available once our shop is up. We're working diligently to get that ready to go. All of our designs are ready to go for the shop. The t-shirts are ready. We just have to... some logistics stuff needs to be done. So in the next coming weeks, it will be live, and you guys will be able to cop your own Paranormal Dudes t-shirt or some of our designs that I designed myself. Jess, do you have anything for our audience?
Just be careful and bless yourselves, even if it's just in the shower, just with good intention. Even if you're drinking water, even if because water is super powerful, just protect yourself, bless yourself with water in the shower, or even just keep your head covered if you're like in a crowded, weird place where you don't know if you can absorb something, just to stay safe.
Thank you, Jess. Much appreciated. Budster, what you got, man?
Yeah, be careful with what you come across out there. Take care of yourselves. It's a crazy world, and I think the paranormal just makes it a little more crazy, a little more interesting. But we still need to be careful.
Yes, because real world implications when you're dealing with these things, and certain things in the paranormal So just be careful. And when the moment you think you know what you're doing, there's going to be an entity out there that's going to flip you on your fucking head and pretty much tell you that you're not, that you don't know what you're doing. With that being said, thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. Whether you're watching during the day when you're taking a shit in the morning or at night doom scrolling, I hope you're doom scrolling our episodes and binge watching all of our episodes because they're very entertaining.
While they're Googling
I'm not
Peggy
tooting
the
my
doll.
own horn.
Don't do it.
Or you're not. No, do not do that.
Google it
10,000
and
likes.
in the comments say what happened. Just kidding.
10,000 likes and Oscar will Google the doll.
We'll Google it. He'll Google it
Do
himself.
Right now.
Oh, dude. Okay. We're going to go before he Googles this. But thank you guys once again. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Later, dudes.
So you said Peggy the doll?
Oh my God.
Like this Peggy?